They call themselves the Guardians of the Galaxy.
What a bunch of a-holes.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome everybody to the Extra Mile, the first RFPW weekly podcast in which we will be reviewing all the news and all the show results of the last week of RFPW. My name is of course Joey Blight. You've been hearing me on the RFPW shows as a commentator, and this week we'll take you through an interesting week. A lot of title changes as well, and a lot of title defenses. We're gonna start off straight away with the biggest news of this week. Jurgen Simmons released from his contract. Simmons released of his contract after some incidents backstage concerning the creative directions of the company. Wasn't agreeing with it, and thus the top of the company decided to release him and of course wish him the best in his future business affairs. We're gonna take you to Fight Night then. Year 2 has launched and we're very excited for that. Had a lot of promotion during the last couple of weeks of year number 1, and thus we're trying to take it up and trying to make some more shows, including our Patreon campaign, patreon.com/RFPW for that. We can see all the perks that you could get. But let's go to Fight Night. Yes, Fight Night. Interesting to see what we had there. Fight Nights. Let's start off with Mia Jenkins, the former women's champion, defeating Ariella Wolf. Quite interesting to see how that went down. Didn't expect that win. We also had Emil Stutch beat Michael Schenkenberg, the current European champion. That might be a title match in the upcoming 2 weeks at our next pay-per-view, which you can name. So make sure to send a tweet out to @TheRagingFalcon for that, so you can name the next RFPW pay-per-view. Then we also had the current women's champion, Lady Circle, defeat one half the women's tag team champions, Melanie Gray. And let's see what also was interesting. Joel Redmond, the current RFPW champion, defeated Jeffrey, the current juniors champion, in champion versus champion non-title matchup. And Curtis Norman retained his light heavyweight championship against Giovanni. Now we heard that Jeffrey faced a defeat against Joel Redmond, of course, which is no shame at all, considering Joel Redmond is a 2-time RFPW champion. But also Jeffrey has been that 4 times. But that was not the only defeat Jeffrey had to incur, because on the juniors, in the main event, he lost his juniors championship to Freddy Stahl, the German bruiser from Bickerberg, Germany. Defeated Jeffrey and becomes the new juniors champion. Quite upsetting win, upsetting defeat, should I say, for Jeffrey. Didn't expect the loss. But yeah, it happened, and so anything can happen, as you know, in RFPW. So, well, it's kind of shit for him, because his total reigns, because he had 2, was at 26 days. So it's up to Freddy Stahl to try and beat that, and I'm pretty sure he has a decent shot at doing so. Also, the Juniors TV title changed hands quite easily when Rula Rue defeated the current champion Keith Elliott, the youngest champion in history. Not a bad effort, but couldn't weigh up to it. We also saw Kay Ling, the current junior women's champion, retain against the former champion Ariella Wolf. And the tag team division is getting bigger. We've seen Dylan Bostic and Nathan Cruz defeated the new team of Curtis Norman and Noam Dar. Curtis Norman also going for a wardrobe change this week. And then we're basically out of the content of this week already. That was quite fast, you would say. And yes, it is, we know that. But of course, as said, we're coming to our next pay-per-view, which is in 2 weeks at the 19th of April. You can name that, send a tweet out to @RagingFalcon, or go to RFPW 2014 on Facebook. And of course, also make sure to watch our show so you can keep up to date. And the one who sends a tweet out, the following tweet, to @TheRagingFalcon, #TheExtraMile, will get an opportunity to co-commentate next week on the podcast on the Extra Mile. And I have some big news. No bad news, but big news. Because upcoming next week, hold on, drum roll please. We see a show returning. We've had it for the most of time in year number 1. Can you guess what it is? It's Boom returning. Yes, Boom returning. As you know, Monday night is fight nights and Friday night is the juniors, of course, 1 day earlier for the Patreon pledges. But on Wednesday, Boom returns. Boom, different format, was one of the former 2 brands. Isn't anymore. No, you would have thought so, but it isn't. No, it's gonna have a different setup this time, as Boom will now be a gathering place of new talents as well as we had in the junior division, but in a different way. We're gonna see some more champion versus champion matches, and we're gonna see a lot of stipulation matches, a lot of matches, table matches, you name it. That's what the setup of Boom was, and that's the way it's gonna be in the upcoming procedural future, coming to you from next Wednesday onwards. Yes, and of course, those that have a general manager. No, we don't work with general managers anymore. There's one owner. That's Jeffrey. Nowadays, he lost his title. He's free to go wherever he wants, and he's gonna dictate everything. So yeah, I'm very excited to see Boom return. I don't know how about you, but also there's gonna be some particular championships going to be defended on that. So we're gonna have to see how it turns out. I love it. If you have any more questions to ask for us about specific wrestlers that you want to see, specific wrestlers should be released, should get title opportunities, tweet it all at #TheExtraMile at the Raging Falcon. And of course, last but not least, before we leave you on this first, The Extra Mile, the signing of just the 16-year-old talent, Johnny Gale. And he's going to bring Gale Force to RFPW coming up soon. For that was the first ever Extra Mile. I hope you've enjoyed it. My name has been Joey Blight, and I'll be seeing you next week with another The Extra Mile. Up until then, goodbye.